JTS Luxury Home Mega Sale is on. Save big on deals from bedding and mattresses to living room, dining and more. Deck your home with the latest styles, premium comfort and durability from top brands like Nectar, Sealy, Ashley, Stern and Foster. Enjoy free shipping from New York City to Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines from now until December 31st. No cash? No problem. Take advantage of our in-store credit facilities. Visit our online store at www.jtsluxuryhome.com or call 929-678-0467 now until December 31st. JTS Luxury Home, where opulence meets.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Another edition of the Wake Up Club. It's a fantastic Friday in the Isle of Spice, pure Grenada. And of course, this morning I woke up energized, grateful for so many things, grateful for my family, grateful for the breath of life, grateful for opportunity, and of course, looking forward to this week. You know, we're 5 days away from Christmas, and it's a time for giving, it's a time for sharing, it's a time for looking out for each other. So I am very grateful that I get to be in that spirit and in that season. I'm also grateful for the rain that's falling this morning. You know, this morning we have a major fire in the town of St. George's, and I know how our buildings are clustered together. So, you know, this morning, my heart, my prayers goes out to all the families or businesses affected. Listen, it's Christmas. We've got to put on that kindness hat and look out for each other. At the same time, we also have to be mindful that it's the season where we're baking and we're cooking and we're doing so many things that we're in overdrive that we also have to be very cautious during the season. So, of course, my heart goes out to everybody affected in the town of St. George's. I'm happy for the rain. It's probably helping the firemen that are working so hard right now to contain the fire in the town of St. George's. At the same time, you know, folks, I want to encourage you to remember what Christmas really is about. It's the season for giving. It's the season for sharing. It's about the birth of Christ. Be mindful that you have Christ in your Christmas this season. Today we have a fantastic show in store for you. I'm going to be chatting with the CEO of ECHO, and that's the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights. That's Mr. Martin James. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to chat about what irks Kirk, and then we're going to dive into that conversation with the CEO, Mr. Martin James. Of course, I want to thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. I know you have options. You know, thank you for keeping it on the Ride Along Network. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome back, folk. Of course, another fantastic Friday, as I said, in the Isle of Spice. 5 days till Christmas, so I know a lot of you are geared up. This segment is called What Irks Kirk, and really there's nothing really irking me. And, I'm paying attention to what's happening. A lot of you are talking about not feeling the Christmas spirit. And, I kind of felt so for a little bit until I went to take a friend of mine down to Hubbard's to buy some electric, cables and stuff for some repairs she's doing to her house. And, I saw curtains, and normally I don't change curtains, but the energy inside of Hubbard's made me buy new curtains. Now I've been to the supermarkets, and the supermarkets are ram-cram with people. But my office is in a commercial mall, and I'm not seeing that commercial activity as we normally see in the past. Part of me understands it. We have, moved in a different direction as a people with technology. Everybody has access to a debit card and some sort of shipping company so they can ship all their stuff in. So I'm seeing that happening, but I know that as a people, the energy is still there, because one thing, if you ain't buying all the presents, okay, maybe because you can't afford to, or maybe you've done it online, one thing I know is that there will be merriment in the homes, and I'm hoping that there'll be merriment in the homes because the supermarkets are still packed with people. So, I just want to encourage you and remind you, don't try to hang your hat where your hand can't reach. Do it in moderation. I always talk to you about, being honest with your children about your finances, teaching them how to deal with disappointment and to navigate the trials that life can bring when they are adults is probably the best gift that you can give them. And don't just not give them anything and don't have the conversation, because the real motive behind it is to make them better people when they become adults. And often our parents shield us from the financial issues that are happening at home and the trials and tribulations because they want to protect us. But at the same time, while they're protecting us, they're shielding us from learning how to deal with disappointment and how to navigate the trials that life can bring. So, there's not much irking me this morning. Of course, last week we didn't have a program because we were having internet issues, and I didn't get the opportunity to congratulate the Honorable Emlyn Pear on becoming the new political leader of the new National Party. Now, I have known this woman for many, many years. I know she's quite capable. I know she loves people. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she will bring to the new National Party. And of course, why not? Listen, it's not about politics, it's about people. I know her personally. If all you're vexed because I'm saying that is all your face and it's the season. All you fix up all your face or all you want. I know her personally, and I think she's going to be an incredible leader. And why not? Why can't Grenada have its first ever prime minister? So that's kind of what irks me this morning, and nothing bad, nothing thing. I just want to encourage you guys, to be positive, to be honest with yourselves. If you look at what's happening in the world and the trends, 2025 is going to be a hard year for all of us, not just in Grenada. I ain't talking politics. Some of your mind narrow. You think it's politics. I'm talking when you pay attention to what's going on in the world. Okay, and you look at the trends happening everywhere. 2025 is going to be a difficult year, and we have to buckle down, and we have to start thinking, and we have to manage our finances better. We take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll be chatting with Mr. Martin James. He is the CEO of Echo, and we're going to be talking all things music. We're going to be talking music rights. We're going to be talking all these different things. We take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Club. And of course, my guest this morning, Mr. Martin James. He is the CEO of the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights. Mr. James, welcome to the Wake Up Club.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. And I am very happy to be here. It's a wonderful morning, isn't it? And
Definitely.
yeah, man. We giving thanks. We give thanks. You always give thanks, and I heard you out there giving thanks, so it's always important for that,
Well, listen, I wake up every morning and the first thing I want to do is to give thanks, number one, for the breath of life and for all the things that we take for granted, Sometimes it's the rain, sometimes it's the cock crowing. There's so many things that we take for granted. And we have to remember to always show gratitude. Now, I'm so happy to be having this conversation with you as a former CEO of Spice Mass and a creative myself. I understand the importance of echo. But before we dive into the conversation, thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club again. And can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your background, your origin?
Right. Yes, most definitely. Well, thank you again for the invitation and for the opportunity rather to be there. And I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. I always grab at those opportunities, because it's always important to impact and touch lives. In whatever you do, you must touch lives positively, and let it be successful. So my name is Martin Alson James. Right, I've had that name for about 49 years now. I am from the island of St. Lucia, and in particular, I'm from Babono, to the north of the island. I've been a creative for quite some time. I've always loved creativity. My schooling, I went to the structured school, secondary and primary, secondary, and I now have a master's in business from the University of East London, and I'm now the CEO of Echo. I am married with 3 beautiful daughters, and well, they were supposed to be boys, a couple of them were supposed to be boys, but I'm grateful. I'm just playing. These girls, light up my world. And I've been at Echo from 2023. Even before serving on Echo, in a previous life, I served on the board of Echo. So I have been in the music field for quite some time. I played with a popular band called Rhythm Crazy. That's in my younger days. And I actually, we played in Granans. We played in Granans a couple of times. There was a hotel there. I think it was either Granans Hotel or something. There was a hotel in Granans. We played there. I think Sparrow was in Grenada at the time. We backed up Sparrow. We did quite a lot. So I've been around playing music and in that aspect of the field. But I also was in the police officer. I was in the police band, playing music, and transitioned and went back to the band, and retired, as a sergeant of police, and I am now the CEO of Echo. And grateful to be here. I've been in Grenada maybe a couple of times, but in this occasion, we definitely need to. You will be seeing me some more. Trust me.
Okay.
Not online.
Well, definitely. We keep hearing about Echo. Can you tell me, for those who don't know, what is the business of Echo, and who should be paying close attention to the business of Echo?
Right. Thank you. Let's get straight into the meat of the matter, my brother. Echo is the acronym. ECCO is the acronym for the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights. Now, it is a performing rights of a music rights society, what we call a CMO, collection management, and Echo represents the OECS. So our territory is actually the OECS, from Antigua down to Grenada. Okay, and Echo came into existence in 2009 from a society before, which was Huron Musical Society, which was a St. Lucian society. And looking at the landscape, the intellectual property landscape within the OECS, there was PRS was who administering those rights on behalf of members, and that's from England. So we saw the need to expand, our reach throughout the OECS, where you have a close-knit approach, where you could hands-on, you could see your members, you could see your persons right there and understand what they're going through, and then treat with them, as opposed to a society from England administering the rights. But it was done properly. It was happening. It's just that now we did get the rights to administer the rights for members, and the members. When I say members are composers of music, the authors of music. So you write your lyrics, you go to a studio, the person that creates the music, and publishers of music as well. So you have a publishing company and you publish, then you could become a member of ECHO. We are going to move into other aspects of intellectual property management, but these are our membership right now. So we represent those rights. And when I say rights, as a creative, if you have an idea, it remains an idea. As long as you put this idea down, it is copyrighted to you and it remains yours for your lifetime. And in Grenada in particular, it remains until I think 50 years after you have passed on your intellectual property. So that remains yours, and that needs to be protected. How is it going to be protected? It's copyrighted. It's yours. So there are systems in place that your name, the name of the song, the data about the song, and all those things, and that is what we protect. And we do so. We have our authority by one, the Copyright Act of the respective territories. So in Grenada, the Copyright Act gives us that authentic our authority, really. And along with the Copyright Act, we are a member of CISAC, C-I-S-A-C, which is the International Confederation of Societies of Authors and Composers, and we are guided by their principles. So they provide the guidance as to how to operate and within what parameters we operate. So that basically what gives us our authority. Along with the Copyright Act in Grenada actually mandates that we register the company as with the registrar of companies, of course, and that we've been doing since 2013 in Grenada. So we are an authentic and bona fide organization within the OECS territory. In Grenada in particular, we have a lawyer that have been doing our filing and all that for us. We also, in the past, or actually the way we operate with directors from each of the territories. So each of the 6 territories, as we administer the rights right now, we administer those rights for all the governance. Each territory has a director, and for the operational side of things, we have an agent on the ground. We only recently conducted interviews for an agent because we were devoid of an agent in Grenada for a while, and we will delve into that a little later to show collections and the lack thereof, and a lot of some infringement and the challenges. Rather, we will speak on that. But we are happy to see that we just got an agent, and that agent will be hitting the ground very soon, and that's when we will be on the ground too. We also have our director. Our director in Grenada is Finbar Andrew. I don't know the name. The name should be very familiar with you, because if you were in the FCC, you know, Short Pre. He's our governance officer on the ground. There, he's our director. We have Wayne Green, who you probably know in the circles as well. He was a former director, and a couple other persons. Yeah. So that is that. So ECHO basically is that bona fide organization administering the rights of its members.
Okay, but I have to ask a question. As a former CEO of Spicemas, I have seen a lot of musicians have songs that have taken the world by storm. Okay,
right.
Become international hits. and they really don't make anything from it. So in order for me to benefit as a creative, let's say I'm an artist, do I have to be registered with Echo? What is the process?
Right.
Okay, and then I have to ask, where does that money come from? Because I know that, I know you're talking about legislation, and we have to dive into that. How does the artist get that royalty?
Right. So, a song is created. Like you create your song. So you have the idea, then you decide to, hey, Carnival. I'm just permit me to use our Carnival season, because that is what I really, we have creativity across the length and breadth of the island. But especially in Carnival, that's when it really happens. So as a creative, if you are not registered with any CMO, then you are doing yourself a disservice, because that is how the whole system is a network where whatever happens in one part of the world is duplicated or administered around the world. So what I failed to tell you earlier was Echo having registered members or representing the members. We don't only register our local members, and I say local members in terms of our members within the OECS. We represent the rest of the world, and we represent the rest of the world through reciprocal agreements with other societies just like Echo. So so as we speak, we about 900 and something members. That's Echo local members. But we represent their repertoire, all the songs, all the creatives, all the creations. But we also represent the rest of the world, which would be millions of songs, because a reciprocal agreement is basically a gentleman's agreement. I say, hey, in my part of the world, I administer the rights of my members, and I would love and I would administer the rights of your members in my territory. You do the same. So when a song, as you alluded to, hits the ground, became a major hit in Grenada and let's say the Caribbean, and transcends that border and goes to Germany, and it plays. If you are not a member of a CMO, you will not collect. Now let us use the scenario where you are a member of a CMO. We administer the rights. So the song goes wide. It plays. The Copyright Act says any user of music, any user of intellectual property, because that's your intellectual property, must obtain the express permission of the creator of that song. So you write a song in Grenada, whoever in Germany wants to play that song they hate, they must get your express permission every time they play that song. That itself is an impossible task. So that is why you are a member of a CMO, and the CMO would administer those rights on your behalf through the reciprocal agreement. It's a simple agreement, we agree, and that is where you pay. So which means, and there's a tariff. It's not done in a silo. It's done under the guidance of CSAC, as I told you. So the tariffs are kind of universal, where they have some aspects of it that could be tailored for the territory, but it's a universal position where the tariffs come across, where you populate an application form. You say, well, hey, I have a performance. I'm selling tickets at $100. I've sold 1,000 tickets. I've sold 1,000 tickets, and I have 100 complimentary, whatever. So we apply the respective tariffs. On average, it is 5% of the expenditure for the copyright. So now when you pay that 5% of the expenditure, Echo takes off its administration fee, its admin fee, and all the rest of the monies goes to the creators. Now the creator might be you, Junior, John, and somebody else the four of you wrote this song and produced this song and what have you. So you decide your splits. So when you become a member of Echo, you instruct Echo as to the splits. This is how the split's going to be. 20%, 40%, 25, 25. Yes, you decide. And then when that song is played, we take off our expenses. And when the song is picked, we also have to get the data where the song is played. So even though the song is played and you do not get that data to show that it's played there, you may not be able to administer it properly. So you need the money, you need the data, and you need the rights for it to be respected. And then when you apply the royalty outside of, after you've taken off your admin expense, you split it equally based on the instruction of the members. So that is kind of, I mean we could go in depth, but we don't have a lot of time. So I just want to just give you a general basis. So that is where the money comes from. The users of music have to pay for the use of intellectual property. That's one. Radio stations, broadcasters. It speaks to broadcasters. It speaks to cable providers. It speaks to restaurants. It speaks to shops. It speaks to the hotels, and it speaks, and the list goes on and on, because as long as you are going to use music to enhance your product, somebody created the music, they must be paid. And it's fair play or fair compensation.
Yeah, but I have to ask you, like I know in the United States and other places, there are mechanisms in place to monitor that.
Right.
Is that a challenge for the Caribbean? Like
right.
In the case of Grenada, I know when I finish this and I'm going in my car and driving to work, I'm going to be hearing music being played. How is it regulated? Right. Is it a challenge? What's the mechanism for Grenada? Because you said restaurants, you said hotels, you're talking DJs, you're talking concerts, you're talking all of this. What, and asking the question.
Right.
Do we have the mechanisms in place?
Yeah, yes, we do. So it is the use of the music outside of your domestic use, that is. So if you're in your car and you're playing your music and you're doing your thing, fine. But if you're in your car and you beef up your system and you decide to use your car as a sound system to go and play for a fete, you have to pay for that because you're going to be generating an income. You understand? Right. So the mechanisms that we have in place before, every broadcaster had to fill up a sheet of all the songs, the data to see the songs. So you were faced with wrong titles. You were faced with the wrong titles of the song, shady craft handwriting, and all those things, and sometimes the lack of even inserting the names and whatever, because nobody had to take no time to do it. So what happened was, we've invested in a system with we are also part of a Caribbean society, which is called Access, the Association of Composers and Authors. And Access actually is an umbrella body for our Caribbean. So it includes COT in Trinidad, right? It includes COSCAP in Barbados, JCAP in Jamaica, and ECHO, all the territories of ECHO. So we form this umbrella body. So now, because it is very costly, the systems are very costly. So we have shared costs, and we do things as a collective. So we've invested in a system where it monitors the radio stations. So we are paid for that. It's very expensive to monitor, because it's from, I think it's from Germany, they monitor the radio station. So every song that is played, every pull up, everything that happens, it is monitored. So that, and they provide us with that data. We pay them, they provide us with that data. So we have the accurate data. What the challenge is, those same radio stations and those same persons are infringing on the rights of the members because they're not paying. They're not paying. As a broadcaster, when you get your license renewed, your license, I'm certainly sure the government and all the agencies would recognize that part of your renewal or part of you obtaining a broadcast license would be to obey and administer, or not administer, to respect all the rights, because you must have the rights to the frequency. You must get the rights to all those things, and you cannot have a radio station. It is, unless you have talk radio, unless you have only talk radio, no broadcaster operates devoid of music. So it is it provides a diminishing return for our members to be hearing the music. The music is playing, Spice Mass on the ball, everything playing, and we're not collecting on their behalf. That is a narrative, and that's one of the challenges that we have. That is a narrative that must change with immediate effect, because we are.
Well, I've got to ask you: does Echo have
Right.
any teeth? Because if I am
Right.
a radio station and I'm broadcasting and there is legislation, does Echo have any teeth to go after these organizations to make sure that the artist is getting what is due to them?
Yeah, yeah, man. Let me tell you, we have the teeth, you know, but there's a challenge, and we don't operate in a silo. In as much as you have the teeth, you don't operate in a silo. You operate within an ecosystem where all chips must fall in place. So the user must use the music for the creator to create more and to get paid and pay for it as well. The creator must create good music and good use the technology, good music and good standards. The authorities must put parameters, legal parameters in place to protect that. And it's true, the Copyright Act has been in existence for quite some time. So that gives you your teeth. Because if somebody burglarize your home, the police take them and you go to the court, and the court gives that judgment. So we have that same system in place, we have that same authority, but we are challenged in Grenada being devoid of regulations for the Copyright Act. So Grenada has a Copyright Act, and the Principal Act says you shall do this, you shall do this, you shall do that, you shall do that. And the regulations say if you don't do this, then the penalty is this and that and that and that and that and that. So we have a challenge with being devoid really of the regulations in Grenada. And we have Afi Ventura. This is our legal counsel in Grenada. She has been there. I mean, hats off Afi. And she has been working seriously to try and get this thing changed or amended and at least fixed. So we will be working in that regard, because it's a disservice to the creatives to invest so much money. On average, a song costs about $2,000 to record one song, like in the carnival season, like maybe a lower grade producer. So it's costing you so much to produce one song, and that song is going to play, and you're not going to get compensated. That narrative must change. So we are, and I need to say this, hasten to say this. I was particularly pleased when I saw an interview or clips of an interview where the Prime Minister in Grenada indicated quite eloquently that the creatives in Grenada must be valued and shall be valued. And in terms of their payments, even for just performing, they get second grade payments. That's going to change. And I think he went to the extent that saying that for the season they should have at least a lot more of Grenadian content being administered and played in those shows and what have you. And that was very rewarding. That was very gratifying to hear that coming from, because you need persons in authority to understand the value of intellectual property for it to work out. So one of the major challenges that we do have the teeth, is we need the legal backing. Now, there's also another variable. We are Berne Convention that speaks to the protection of the rights of literary and artists, and that we are signatory for eons now. Grenada and the entire OCS, we are signatory to that. And similar to being a signatory to the World Food Organization and all those things. We have to honor the treaties that we sign, and we have to honor the Berne Convention. And there's also your human rights. Your constitution gives you as a Grenadian the right to survive, the right to eat, the right to create, the right to do whatever you have to do. So all those are there to give us our teeth. The only thing is you need the support. So you need the support of the agencies, the Carnival Association, Spice Association, Spice Masters Association. They've been infringers. I mean, you're not there now, but you've been infringing the rights of your members because you were not obtaining a license to perform all the shows and everything should have been licensed. And we had agents there before who were trying to get the license, but there was difficulty in getting those licenses because people didn't see the need. So we want to have a stakeholder consultation to involve yourself. Like you have your show, an influential individual. We want to involve the government agencies. We want to involve the IPO office. We want to involve the broadcasters. We want to involve the producers. We want to involve the Chamber of Commerce. We want to involve just about Tutmoon, everybody, for the purpose of understanding, first off, to honor the laws of the land, because Grenada is not a lawless society. We operate with laws, and laws are there to protect. And more so, our moral, we have the legal responsibility, but we have a moral responsibility to see our youths grow. Because if your child say, Daddy, I want to be a songwriter, you're going to say, hey, son, I'm going to build you a coffin because you're going to die? No. And we understand the value of the orange economy. We understand how much it brings to the economy. You understand? So there's so much we really need to. I'm so happy to be having this conversation with you. And honestly, that's just the first. We need to continue this.
But the conversation has to be had, and to me, on a national level. I know that there are licenses now in place for people having events during the season. But right. From our conversation right now, Spice Must has to do its part as well.
Beautiful. Thank you.
In educating people about it. So even educating the artists. Now I have to ask this question. I don't know if you've answered it yet, but I need some clarity on it. Must I be a member of ECHO?
Yes.
To benefit?
Right. So yes. So I'll tell you why you have to be a member of ECHO. And it would benefit you more so to be a member of ECHO within the region. So as I told you, we operate within our region and the rest of the world through reciprocal agreements. So what happened is, being a member of ECHO, it gives the direct. We just paid out a distribution. We were a bit tardy because in terms of collections and stuff, we just paid out the distribution for the year 2022. All right, and those were monies collected. Those monies collected with and data. Matching data within the 1st January 22 to 31st December 22. So we just paid it out. So as a local member of ECHO, we would give you that whatever royalties that you earn directly. If you are not a member of ECHO and you are a member of, let's say, BMI, ASCAP, or whoever for the rest of the world, wherever you are, and that's your right, that's your choice, that's you choose to do that. What would happen is we are obligated to send those monies to your CMO, wherever it is, and they would then send that money to you. So one thing, taxes. We have ECHO as a bona fide organization is mandated to withhold taxes on behalf of government. So you have withholding tax. I can't remember the rate in Grenada. In St. Lucia, it's like 25%. I think Grenada might be anywhere between 20 and 25 as well. That's withholding tax. So you withhold that tax and then you send over. The playing field is not level so much that the other societies withhold 30%. So 25 is withheld for the government. They are obligated on their part to withhold 30% for their government. So that is, how much we left for you. So we withhold 25, withhold 30 and then they send the rest to you. Whatever they send
Mhm.
it to you. When they send it to you, you're fair enough, you collect it. But if you are a member of Echo, we don't have to send any monies out when we send it overseas. When we to send it up, we send it directly to you. So, and we just, I think there's a whatever tax, VAT or whatever rate. That's the only thing. These are government taxes. We can move away from that. That is what
Mhm.
we. And two, you have direct membership relations, you have direct training, you have direct, all those things will be put in. The landscape have not been very, 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 very good in Grenada, and we have recognized that, and we've been doing some introspection to see what really are some of the issues. Like I highlighted that the legal there's a legal challenge that we need to fix, but outside of that we recognize the need to have some more stakeholder involvement, and the stakeholders are the members have some more involvement, have some more, and we really want to encourage the members to understand the business of music, because sometimes it's just an idea and it's just a hobby and you just want to do it. Understand the business, and if you are the cook, the janitor, the carpenter, the writer, the singer, and you do everything on your own, it will be more challenging to you that if you have a team of persons working with you and you have persons with the right qualifications to administer, to help do those things for you. So the persons you find that are more successful are the person that have that team around them. You understand? You have that team. You can't do everything on your own, but we understand the financial aspect. But you need to have a team around you. You need to have a lawyer friend that understands contract and say, hey, but this man check me on that and what have you. Because the big societies, or not the societies, big promoters and stuff, if they call
Mhm.
for an artist and it's the
Mhm.
artist they speak to, highly likely they may not hire that artist, but they want to speak to your manager, they want to speak to your booking agent, they want to speak to those things. So there are so many aspects of the creative sector, and especially the aspect of the business of music for our creators and our members, that we need to reintroduce and re-educate. And I say re-educate, and educate in some instances, but re-educate because we've been at it for a while. So that is basically where we're at in terms of it is more beneficial to become a member. But provisions are made for split membership. So you can
Okay.
be a member of Echo for the region because you're playing soca, you're doing vibe, and if your song happen to play anywhere else in around, you could have another society represent you for the rest of the world. So Echo would administer the rights for you in the territory, and the other society would administer the rights for you in the rest of the world. But the variables stay the same in terms of if they administer the rights, whatever we pick up for the rest of the world has to go to them and then they send to you, because it is a structured way of doing things, and we are guided by the principles of CSAC, of course.
Yeah.
So the
Listen,
money.
I was very excited when I saw your press release announcing the royalty distribution process. Because, as a former CEO of Spice Mart, there are many times we try to get our artists and our creatives together. We try to educate them on these issues. And when you look at the turnout, it is minimal. But I guess once money is involved, people change their perspective and their attention span. So definitely we need to see some more educational initiatives by Echo. Can we look forward to some of that soon?
Most definitely. I tell you, we hit in the ground. For that matter, we were supposed to be in Grenada on the ground during the month of November. It didn't quite take place, some stuff, but we first quarter of next year, you will be seeing a lot more of Echo on the ground, because we have a director, we have an agent, and our attorneys have been instructed to really look at a couple of things, and we really want to sit, and I tell you, the major part of it is the stakeholder consultation. We want to consult with those major stakeholders, and that would include the education and heating the ground, and ensuring that the rights of our members are respected.
Protected. Definitely. Because I came under some fire recently because Spice Mart was scheduled to do this children Christmas activity. And I said to them, listen, leave that for the people who already do it. I would like Spice Mass to understand its role and who its audience is and who its members are. And really, this is what I want to see coming from the organization. Stakeholder meetings, training for the artists, for them to understand what copyright is, how they can benefit from royalties. Now, on your press release, I saw that there were Grenadians that are fitting. So there are Grenadian artists who are currently benefiting, right?
Yeah, man. Yes, even with little to no activity happening in Grenada, they're still benefiting because they have collaborated. They have collaborated with other artists within the Caribbean, within the region, and the songs that they have collaborated on was picked up. So naturally, they're going to get some monies, and what have you. So these are the variables that you need to understand in this whole narrative. You must understand those things. So we have Grenadian artists, but we want the majority of Grenadian artists to get fairly compensated for the work, because guess what? Right now we have streaming platforms, and everybody seems to be putting the song on YouTube. They put a song on Spotify, Apple Music, and what have you. So we have an arrangement because of the nature of the Caribbean. We are not very big. We are powerful though, in creativity and all that, and we are giants in that regard. But when it comes to the rest of the world, we're not very big. And I don't think we have recognized that. There's a big disparity between small island, big island, and all those kind of things. That must change. That mindset must change. And that permeates its way through a lot of what we do, not just at ECHO, but throughout the OECS and CARICOM. And you see I wouldn't say failure, the lack of success of some initiatives across the OECS and CARICOM simply because of that mindset. So that being said, I think there's room for a lot of us to work in sync. We have some legal challenges because in ECHO, Grenada is a sovereign state. So nobody could dictate to Grenada what to do with the legislation or what have you. St. Lucia is a sovereign state. Antigua is a sovereign state. So you find ECHO being registered in all those territories have to honor the laws of each of these territories. And there are variances in the respective copyright acts. That itself is a challenge because there must be harmonization within all those copyright acts and the regulations for you to get it real good. So if now you, as a Grenadian creator, you create a song with an Antiguan brethren, naturally the aspect of Antigua must play, the legal aspect must play itself, and the legal aspect in Grenada must play itself. But then you find a disunity in some of the copyright acts. So these are some of the challenges that we are faced with. So you will see Grenadian artists, Grenadian members getting some form of royalty. The royalty, we want it to be far more. We want to collect. We're not collecting. In Grenada, as I speak, I could say it openly, that we've collected some monies in Grenada from a particular hotel, a particular bank that is regional. So that the bank recognizes that in St. Lucia, in Grenada, in St. Kitts, they have their licenses. So they pay their licenses across the OECS. That money for Grenada comes to ECHO, and it is represented in that Grenadian content that we talk about there as well, right, in the general. And there's a hotel. And so we want to thank them. But in Grenada, it is very disheartening to see what I'm about to see. That there isn't one broadcaster in Grenada who's compliant.
Not
one broadcaster. And you could start naming on your show there, you could start naming all the radio stations and the TV stations. You could start naming. They are not compliant. And I'm telling you why they are not compliant, because and they are infringing on the rights of the members. Really, the Copyright Act is clear as to you must obtain the express permission from those creators to use their content to use their content, and they are not doing it. And that is itself, you could go to court, you could take them to the courts and do it and what have you. But we if you have to go to that, we will do it. But guess what we need to do? We need to consult, we need to educate, and we need to impress on those users of music that, hey, you need to honor the rights of those creators. You need to honor the rights. And the rest of the world is looking in. They're throwing their tentacles in, because they hear the same way. We are not the only ones monitoring. They monitor as well, and they hear. And guess what? The majority of the money still goes out to them, because we are not we speak patriotism, but we don't practice patriotism. We don't play our content. Only around carnival time and whatever, Spice Mass, and every day you hear the music playing and what have you. Every other day and every other time we play all other content. The more, and now Echo cannot push for more local content, because that is not, Echo administers the rights of creators, ours and the rest of the world. So we cannot do this. But the creatives can say to the authorities, hey, we need more local content, we need more this. And guess what it does? More money stays in the GDP, more money stays in the economy. I'm certainly sure, and I could challenge you, and we want to work on it, and the ministry that is responsible for stats. What are the stats for the amount of music that is created by locals and the amount of revenue it brings to the economy? And let us see a database of all the creatives and all that. I'm certainly sure if I come and request that from the ministry responsible, I may not be able to get that. That is the conversation we need to have. Then it would give you the analytics. It would give you all the angles to see, hey, boy, we need to invest a little more there. We need to give a concession. We need to give more concession to the creatives, because they're creating more and more. The more you give them, the more they spend in the economy, the bigger, the better the economy gets, and more buoyant and more. So there are so many angles, and the conversation we must have the intelligent conversation. Not just the stop, we must have the intelligent conversation. And we have it around the tables, and we have it in where we're supposed to have it, at the places where we could document and put legislation in place and procedures and policies and things in place to support it, because the laws are there. The administration of the laws is what we need. So, I mean, I get passionate, because let me tell you something. I joke with that, Hey,
no, you're a creative just like me, so I understand the passion, and I enjoy the passion. Now we're almost running out of time.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is just the first of several conversations we will have. This is our 2024 conversation. We'll have many in 2025.
Indeed.
But I have to ask you, for the artist looking on now, or the friend of the artist who's looking on at this and will speak to their friend after, how does a person register with Echo?
Become a member. Okay, so the website, maybe Junior could type it in, www.eccorigHTS.org. So you write www.eccorigHTS.org. You go to that website and you'll see all the prompts. You'll see how to become a member, and you'll get a form there, and you'll fill up the form, and you'll do all that. It goes through a process, because we have a board of directors that would, take the form, go through it, according to our bylaws, because we are governed by our bylaws as well. And then you become a member. So in becoming a member, you must have one song registered. You must have one song out there. You must have released one song. In the past, it used to be 2 songs, but now we say if you release one song, you are creative. And you pay a one-time 150 EC fee. So it's a one-time 150 you pay as a membership fee. That's for administration and all that. And you give us an MP3 version of your song. You know, you give us the right data, your name, the spelling, your ID card, all what that is required, and the splits. There'll be a sheet that you provide with us in terms of the title of your song, the like I spoke about splits, who's the creators, who wrote the song, or what have you. If any one party is not a member of a society, the money that would be allocated to it would stay for 3 years and then go back into a general pool. So it would be advisable that everybody would be part of that project. Become a member. Become a member.
Mhm.
There's money to collect. There's money to collect. You know, and more so, like I said, if a member, somebody collaborates with a Trinidadian component or a St. Lucian or anybody else they collaborate with, and they are members, whatever monies that is allocated and collected on their behalf, your money is, you get money. I mean, there's money for you, but you're not going to collect it, and it would stay for 3 years and then goes back into a general pool. You know, so it is very advisable to become a member of ECHO. So my number, you have my number. You could share my number with the world. Share it. You know, the
Okay.
ECHO, go on the ECHO website, share it. Any questions, anything that you need clarified, you will do it, because you will be hearing a little more about us, and we will definitely be engaging you and Grenada for quite some time now to improve the status quo. I just want to say one thing there, where a member on Spotify, they might see they send it to the DSPs and they send it out. They send it to a person to administer those rights for them. Like you send it on CD Baby and all those things. Yeah, they collect the mechanicals, they collect it, and there's a small percentage going to the copyright. So your music being collected there. Spotify, we have an agreement with Spotify through an agent, as a third party, which is Latin at all, and because they don't come directed to us, you know. So that when we collect on their behalf, then we're going to remit those royalties to them. But I could just tell you off the bat, a Spotify play, one play on Spotify is worth 0.0003. 0.0003. One play on what is the national radio station in Grenada?
Well, there's so many radio stations.
The
You know,
national,
there's BFM, there's Power, there's Boss,
right?
there's G,
One
there's
song,
so many stations.
that same song being played on Power FM has more value to the creator than it's being played on Spotify. But we understand the landscape. Spotify, I mean, they have so many variables. I don't want to just put it like that. But the weight, if you weight it, it has more weight on the local radio station. So the broadcasters have been doing Grenadian artists a very disservice. And I think the authorities as well, you know, because the authorities we really need to, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not, you know, we're not casting blame right now.
We have to be frank, because if you want to create change,
right,
and you want to create positive change, you must be honest.
We're fixing it. You know, so we really want, and we are going to have that discussion, reference the regulations of the Copyright Act, because the Copyright Act is clear. And the societies and the friends that we speak to, our friends, they mention those things to us. And we know it is true, but how do we treat with it? So we really want to have that discussion. We are going to have this discussion, and this is that. So as a creative rather, please sign on to ECHO. If you don't want to sign on to ECHO, because I know you might be paying certain things that are not probably accurate. You come call ECHO, clarify, get the clarification, get it. And if you choose, you want another society to administer your rights in the rest of the world, so be it. Become a split member. You know, we don't really encourage that too much, but you become a split member. It's your right. So become a member of ECHO for the OECS and the region, and become a member of another society for the rest of the world. But we do administer the rest of the world, and it would cost you less if it would be more beneficial to you if you remain within the region. But we have our work to do, and we recognize where we need to improve upon and all that. So in the new year, we really look forward to a better year. So those Grenadian artists would receive some royalties. Hats off, and we want the rest of the Grenadian artists to receive far more royalties.
Okay. Well, listen, Mr. James, a wealth of information. I'm so glad we had this conversation, and I'm really hoping that our viewers, if you're not an artist and you have a friend that is an artist, you know, do give your friend the gift this Christmas of the information that was shared here. it can only support them throughout. We have to have a national conversation on this. I'm disappointed that our broadcasters are not on the same page as yet, and they're doing it because they don't have to pay, but they're benefiting from all the creatives there. They're making money from the creatives. We like to go jump in the station during Carnival and we're promoting everything. We're friends. But if you're a friend of mine, take care of me. We had to look at it. Take care of me. You must like me enough to understand that music is my business and support me. Listen, as I said, this is just the first of many conversations we have. I want to thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to me if I could help with anything, if we need to organize workshops in Grenada. And listen to the artists out there. I've been involved in this thing a long time. Some of you don't come out, okay? For Carnival, we have sometimes 200-300 of you registering for a competition. And when we have a workshop that will empower you, if we get 10 of you showing up, we're lucky. Listen, time for you to mind your business, okay? We're almost out of 2024. Artists, writers, remember, everybody benefits who adds to the creative process. Start to mind your business and start to take care of you. Mr. James, thank you very much. And of course, to the viewers of the Wake Up Club, we appreciate you. We know you have options. You could be on another network other than the Ride Along Network. We value you. And I want to thank you for joining us. And we will see you again on Tuesday. Be safe, folk. Bye.
Compliments.
JTS Luxury Home Mega Sale is on. Save big on deals from bedding and mattresses to living room, dining and more. Deck your home with the latest styles, premium comfort and durability from top brands like Nectar, Sealy, Ashley, Stern and Foster. Enjoy free shipping from New York City to Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines from now until December 31st. No cash? No problem. Take advantage of our in-store credit facilities. Visit our online store at www.jtsluxuryhome.com or call 929-678-0467 now until December 31st. JTS Luxury Home, where opulence meets a
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
This is the one you've been waiting for. Tuesday, December 31st. Old Year's Night from 10 p.m. Grenada. Get ready to
shine bright like a diamond
as Megaforce Promotions present the most anticipated event of the year. Enchanted, the Diamond Edition.
Diamonds are forever.
The Ariza Car Park will be transformed into a sea of diamonds as we welcome Trinidad's #1 band, the A-Team Band, together with Sakina and the Alpha One Band, also featuring Black Adam and Mr. Golden. Your DJs, Just Gus, Graphics, Sound, and Kingpin, dressed to impress because there's a special prize for the best dressed male and female. Lovely display of fireworks to welcome 2025. Get your early bird tickets now for $140. VIP $450. Cabanas are also available. Call to book yours. Grenada, the wait is over. Old Year's Night. Get ready for Enchanted, the Diamond Edition. Brought to you by Megaphone.